So here we have a new 2024 Hyundai Palisade. This one comes in the limited trim level, front wheel drive model. This color is Abyss Black, and then we have light beige leather interior. And for the powertrain, we get a 3.8 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine that's made into an 8-speed automatic transmission. But not a lot of big changes compared to the 23 models. We come around to the front end here, get that updated front fascia, LED headlamps, LED signature lights, and just a nice, clean, sophisticated look for this Palisade here. And I love the grille as well. But as we come around the wheels here, these are 20-inch alloy. We get passive keyless entry on the front 2 doors. Memory seat functions here. I love that trim. And then we have our power mirror controls there, power door lock controls, power windows, and then we do get electronic window locks for the rear as well as child locks. And then blind spot monitors in those side mirrors. Harman Kardon sound system, electronic parking brake, traction control, and then we can hold to go ahead and get that lift gate to come up. And then we do have a manual telescoping steering wheel there. And here's a power driver's seat, and we do get thigh support as well as 4-way power lumbar support. So that's pretty impressive for this one not to necessarily be the top trim. Huge shout out to Hyundai of Cool Springs for allowing me to review this Palisade today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But I do like having the rear blinds. As I say this every time I do a review of something that has these, should be necessary for any vehicle that has 3 rows, because you're probably gonna have your kids back here. And I don't like having to wake my kid up from a nap because the sun gets in their face. But so back here, we do have the seat back pockets on both sides, USB-C charge ports on either seat there. And then here we do have our rear automatic climate controls. We also get 3-stage heated cooled seats for the second row, which is nice. 115 volt 3-prong plug-in, a 12 volt there. There's a view of the front from back here. And then I do like that we have the dual pane sunroof, so that's with the sunshade up and that's with it back. And there's a look at the back seat. You know, it's folded down with the box here. We do get heated outboard seats for the 3rd row as well, and then a USB-C port there. So pretty luxurious back here in my opinion. But let's go ahead and make our way towards the rear of the vehicle. Fuel cap there. Now to the back end here, we do get LED tail lamps. There's our exhaust. Underneath the vehicle, you can see the spare there. And then we're gonna see if we can get this 3rd row, if we can get a visual here. I believe these are all-weather floor mats that come on this one. Just gonna take those out for a minute. And then we can fold these up with the touch of a button. So pretty neat. And then it beeps at you twice to let you know that it's up. So I really like that. And then we can also release the 2nd row there to fold those down if you need that additional space. And then a 12 volt there. You can see you get tons and tons of just cool features for the 3rd row. I think a lot of people skimp out on, especially on higher end vehicles. And for the price point of this one, I feel like it's not bad at all. See if I can get this back in here the way that it was. There's that. And then to the 2nd row, you saw you could fold it, but you can also just hit this button here to scoot that up to get to the 3rd row if you don't want to fold it. And then again, you can just pull up here to fold it flat from the 2nd row. So front passenger seat, we get power, 2-way power lumbar support here. Not bad. And then storage here, we have a USB-C charge port there, and then a 12 volt. And then glove compartment with owner's manuals. If you can see that ambient light strip there. But I popped the hood, so let's go ahead and take a look underneath. I lied, I didn't pop the hood. Thought I did, sorry about that. Latch is there. The colder it gets outside, the more I lose my mind. But mostly covered up is that 3.8 liter naturally aspirated V6. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So nice leather wrap steering wheel here. There's the horn. Over here to the navigation screen, we do get that navigation system, so we can either type in destinations, use voice recognition, or pull up the map here. We have AM, FM, XM radio with Bluetooth audio, and then we have wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility. But pretty similar from the 23 models. If you want to see a deep dive into that radio system, I have that on my older 23s here. This one barely has any gas in it, so I don't want to keep it running for too long. But here we get that bird's eye view with the backup camera there. Guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. There's the front camera there. And quick shortcut buttons throughout. Down here, hazards. And then we have the 3-stage auto climate controls here. And with the dual zone automatic climate controls, we can go ahead and just adjust speed for either side, or temperature for either side, excuse me. Fan speed here, fan direction here. And then for the shifter, push button, reverse, neutral, drive, park, automatic brake hold. And then we have 4 drive modes: sport, comfort, eco, and then smart. Then we can toggle the auto stop there, parking sensors, and then you can use that parking camera function there, and that automatically puts up that camera as well as the 360 view if you don't want to put it in a gear necessarily. 3-stage heated cool front seats, heated steering wheel toggle, a wireless charging pad there, USB-A port, 2 bottle holders there. We can of course make those bigger or larger by folding those in, and then you can hit this, stow all that away, then get it back. But center console cubby space is another USB port, 12 volt. That is USB-C as well. A removable tray is here. And then for the sunroof, push that back. And while that's going back, that's the button to get that second row skylight going if you want to open that up for any reason. And then sunglasses. Oh, that's not a sunglasses holder. That's a rear mirror there. I would like a sunglasses holder, but no big deal. I do like that we get a nice premium white light for the vanity mirrors up front. But over here, blinkers, headlamp controls are here, auto, and then we can turn those high beams on, turn them off, and then flash there. We do get automatic wipers here, so one time off, auto, low, high. We can adjust the auto wipers here, the sensitivity, and then the rear wipers here, and just push back for that rear wiper fluid, pull up for that front wiper fluid. Paddle shifters behind the steering wheel, voice recognition, audio sources, volume up or down, click to mute, track list or radio station presets up or down there, Bluetooth button, favorites button. You have one that's custom for the steering wheel, and then one that's custom over here, so you can set up, depending on the option you have available, what that button does. Smart cruise can be toggled there, and then we can set that speed, adjust the gap for that, and then we do have the lane centering as well, the lane centering assistant there. Now hit this button in the upper left, and this goes through your sub menus for your digital gauge cluster, and then you can use this to scroll up or down and click it to hit OK. And then that pretty much does it there. You have those 4 different sub menus. Push button starts here. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. And next, let's go ahead and take this 2024 Palisade Limited out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Palisade, the 3.8 liter V6 is actually very capable. I know that from just testing these vehicles out in the past, because that's pretty much been in these since I think it was 2019, 2020 when these came out. They've always had that V6 with the 8-speed, and it gets up to power relatively quickly, shifts very nicely. Not sure about the longevity of the powertrain, but I haven't heard any huge problems from them since they came out. But I do just like the torque you get. It pulls so nicely. And then having a front wheel drive model, even the all wheel drive model gets you decent fuel economy, but the front wheel drive model gets you pretty good fuel economy for a roomy 3-row SUV. And so far, even with these 20-inch alloy wheels, not a lot of road noise here, so that's pretty impressive. And just a nice, comfortable ride here. Nice and solid, not necessarily overly plush, but comfortable. And I still enjoy driving this, if that makes sense. Now, it's not a sports car, but it's also not boring to drive in the sense that you can feel the road. The steering is nice. You have your different drive modes as well. And then it's very easy to turn the auto stop on or off, which a lot of the times, even though there's a button, it can be out of the way, kind of out of sight, out of mind, but it's right next to your drive modes. You can just hit that and just get that out of the way if it's bothersome to you. And what's cool about these Palisades is I feel like this has been worked on over the past few years, but the auto stop is remarkable. It just lets off just with ease. As soon as you start to let off the brake, it's just good to go. There's no hesitation or having to sit there for a minute. It's very, very, very quick. We're gonna take it on the interstate. Actually, I'm gonna put it in a sport mode, take it on the interstate, and just see how it gets up to speed. So of course it likes to rev a little hot. And then I also like these paddle shifters as well, that you can just throw on at any time. Oh yeah, it pulls very nicely. Wow. Yeah, pretty quick. And if you want to get it out of that mode, just hold that plus paddle down, and then you'll go into just the regular automatic mode once again. And then I love those blind spot, I guess, videos that come. I don't even know how to describe that, but they're not actual mirrors, but you just get that screen there. Always helpful. And then we do get that smart cruise again, so we can toggle that on, and then we can have the whole system going if we so choose. So pretty impressive there, but don't have a lot of time to do that. But I'm gonna put it back into comfort mode. And I think for the most part, these are so, when they first came out, you couldn't find them because they were just such a good deal. You could have heated cooled seats, a heated steering wheel, adaptive cruise with lane centering, and it'd be for the price point of a vehicle that you'd expect to be 70, 80 grand, and you're saving 15, 20 grand compared to a similarly equipped vehicle like a Tahoe or something. It wouldn't have as much room, but for the most part, it got the job done. This is more like a Honda Pilot, but for those that don't need all that additional space, it's more practical to get something like this. So this is where this thing really shines, I think. But a very good option in today's market. And this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Hyundai Palisade in the limited trim level.